For 1 hour on the anniversary of their death, they can possess things or people.
The girlfriend is a little scary.
Seriously?
Marissa, Dylan, David, Jeff in Las Vegas. Good afternoon.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going great, man. I love Spirit Halloween, the movie, man. It just puts me in the right mood, and it's a lot of fun. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, Dylan, it's a horrible time in a kid's life when he feels he's too old to trick or treat. So your character was kind of a downer. And even no more Star Wars stuff. I mean, he just wants to grow up too fast. What about you? Have you stopped trick-or-treating in real life?
So I actually just answered this earlier. So I completely disagree with Carson. I don't think there's an age limit for trick-or-treating. I think it's whatever age you feel comfortable trick-or-treating or however you like to spend the holiday. I mean, that's how you should spend Halloween. I don't think trick-or-treating, you can ever be too old to trick-or-treat. And if I'm going to trick-or-treat this year, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to this Halloween party, but I might.
Okay, you gotta be in costume, so that's good enough. So just celebrate the holiday, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. And Marissa, Jake has a crush on Carson's sister, your character, Kate, but she doesn't have a clue, does she?
I think she definitely does have a clue. I mean, when younger boys have a crush on me, I'm not oblivious. I mean, he's like, what, 12 in the movie? Like, how can you not? Like, the way that he looks at her, I think it's obvious to everyone, and I think she definitely has enough experience with that to pick up on those signals. But to her, it's more of just like a sweet, that's so sweet. Not anything more than that. It's her little brother's best friend.
Puppy love is what it is.
Yes, exactly.
And David, as director of the film, any product placement in the movie?
No,
I'm
no.
kidding.
Boy, yeah. Hey, real quick, I want to share. I love that you're using the Mark Spears poster there.
I love it. It's an awesome poster.
He's an amazing illustrator and reached out to us in a total just Halloween guru, and that poster is nearly a gift from him. So,
Spirit Halloween, it's become a tradition. I think this movie's so fitting, even though it promotes the store and does all that, but I think that's part of Halloween now. When I think Halloween is coming, I just spent a couple $100 there the other day. I just bought all the new Killer Clowns from Outer Space stuff. I plunked down $300, and there's still more stuff that I keep thinking about. I couldn't leave. You want to buy everything, So I think this Spirit Halloween is Halloween today, and it looks like you guys just had a blast making this movie.
We did. I think I can speak for everybody when I say we absolutely did.
And David, so when it comes to casting, especially the three boys, were they just magic together?
They were, man. They were. We cast. It was about 2 weeks of watching Zoom video auditions, all over the country. I was really looking. It's the 12 to 14 was our age range to cast, and that is, think about 12 to 14-year-old boys and how different they could be. You know what I mean? So it was really quite a variety of folks that we saw, all shapes and sizes, all maturity levels, just all across the board. And I was looking for three guys that felt like real buddies to me. I only have my own experience to draw from, but middle school is kind of an awkward time. It's a messy time. It's not, I don't think you look back themselves in middle school and think I was the coolest kid in the world. You know what I mean? So I was really looking for genuine folks, three boys that felt that age, that felt like that could be related to, and that weren't too slick and polished. A lot of young kids and young teens auditioning for movies are already just so slick, and so kind of just baked into who they are and kind of overly self-aware, and kind of weeding through that to find three guys that I really felt were right for the part. And I feel like they did. I mean, man, they hit it off very, very soon. They came into town about a week before we started shooting, so we could build in some of that time for them just to get to know each other and ride their bikes and hang out. And I feel like they became those friends pretty quickly.
Well,
is a lot.
Dylan, Carson's best friend Jake, he's dealing with the loss of his dad in the movie, and Halloween was their holiday. But Carson has other plans for Halloween. He wants to party, So, I mean, is he trying to grow up too fast?
Yes. I feel like Carson's trying to be a lot more mature than he really is, and he's just trying to. I guess he's just trying, like I said, he's trying to be older than he is. He's trying to grow up too fast. He wants to act super mature and super tough. But I think he's going too far, and he's kind of, too rude to Jake about it. And I feel like he could have said stuff a lot nicer. And yeah, he's trying to be older than he is.
And Marissa, your character broke into a Spirit Halloween store through the skylight on the roof. Did you do your own stunts?
I wish. I begged on my hands and knees to let them do most of my own stunts. I did a few. I got up there in when I was like floating, like possession moment. I did that. I was in a harness for when I was on top of the castle, that set. And then I was hanging upside down in the rope. I did that too. But some of the other stuff they wouldn't let me do, which was
You're being attacked by a 6-foot teddy bear. That looked like you doing that stunt. So.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I wish. No, they were on my leg, but then we had my really awesome, super cool stunt double do all the flips and stuff, which by the way, I could have done those.
Yeah, no, in her defense, Marissa is a gymnast, and she even did a take in the scene where Kate takes off on the full roundhouse flips and kicks. It's the real Marissa that launches, and in that take, when we shot that, she did all the flips anyway, and then we did it several times with a stunt double. But yeah, she's impressive.
And David, where did you shoot the exteriors of the movie? Because it seemed like Anytown, USA. It looked like a slice of America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got really lucky. We found this little town called Rome, Georgia, which is where the Spirit Halloween we shot in was. And it just is, it's one of those surviving smaller southern towns that's far enough off the interstate that it hasn't been changed too much. It has your classic Main Street and courthouse and town square, and was the perfect backdrop for this. And it was also just nice to shoot in a small town. It was comfortable. The boys riding their bikes around the neighborhood and stuff. It was a great place, and we had a lot of local help there too. So.
Yeah.
And Dylan, did you really shoot in a Spirit Halloween store? Because I looked at the layout in the movie, and I know it well. It looked like the exact layout of a real store.
Yes. So what they did was they took a Toys R Us and they turned it into a Spirit Halloween store. And I think a lot of the walls might have been like cardboard. I think they made it look as much as a real Spirit Halloween store as possible. And it basically was, because it was like the exact layout of one. And they had all the props and all the costumes, all the weapons, all that stuff. And it just felt like a genuine Spirit Halloween store. And it was awesome to shoot in there.
Yeah, because when I saw the beginning of the movie, when you went to that store, the one by my house is an old Sears. So when you walked in there, it looked almost exactly like the same thing that I went into just the other day. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they did a great job making the set, and it was really cool to shoot in there and do all the scenes. And it felt like you were really in a Spirit Halloween store overnight and just doing whatever they were doing.
Now, Marissa, where are you going as Halloween this year? Because there was a lot of stuff in that store. Did you take any souvenirs after the movie was over?
I did.
Uh-oh.
I did. Nothing too crazy. I took a couple light up keychains, and I took my Doc Martens that I wore on in the movie. I took those home, and I took the cat ears that they had me in for like, what was it? The scene with Ray Marino in the theater. I took those home, but I think for this year I'm going to have a little Casey Becker moment. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Very cool. Very cool. And finally today, David, I love the evil spirit element in the movie, The Legend of Alec Windsor. Of course, the great Christopher Lloyd. Tell me about working with him.
It was as surreal as you would think it was. I mean, I was born in the 80s. Christopher Lloyd's been in movies my whole life. He scared the crap out of me as a kid in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That's what I always go to when I think about Christopher Lloyd. And then obviously all the Back to the Future stuff. He was a gentleman. He was really, you would think, when you have a couple of big names coming in for a couple days to play a part in a small movie, that it would feel like that, like, oh, here's a hot shot throwing us a bone. It just was not. It was just, I don't know. It was surreal to meet him. We talked on the phone 3 or 4 times leading up to the role, leading up to his time on set, and he all of his questions had to do with the character and the movie. He seemed very excited about the project. Our day of shooting, I remember kind of the whole film set was kind of starstruck, and a crowd had gathered in the field when he was performing some of that opening scene, and they were right in his eye line. I turned around and see these people, and I had to shoo them all out of the way. And he was too polite to ask for that, so plenty of other actors would not have allowed that in the first place. So he was just a gentleman, he was, I have nothing but great things to say. It's great to work with.
Well, congratulations, you guys, on a wonderful Halloween movie. I think it's going to become a cult classic. It's going to be a great tradition. And it's also kid friendly, which I really enjoyed about it too. So congratulations and thanks for talking to me, and good luck with the film.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.